What's up, good people? It's the Truth Is podcast, and today's topic is he just a friend? We've had some conversations behind the scenes, and there's always that one male or female who is kind of lingering in your relationship or possibly your marriage who likes you or, been kind of waiting to, take a shot. And sometimes I think people find that flattering. And some people don't realize how damaging that could be if it goes unchecked. So, I just want to talk to the podcasters about that topic. I'm going to start with Pop. So, Pop, what do you think about this topic? And, drop some jewels on us.
I don't know about dropping any jewels, but I will give you my opinion or what I think about it. I think anybody that... I think anytime you're in a relationship and somebody else might be interested in you, and they notice deficiencies in your relationship, and then they start to pry on it. They start to if they see you don't hold the door for your wife, they'll hold the door for her. If they see you don't help her with her bags to the car, they help her with her bags to the car. That's to get in the middle of it, so that that spouse will start to notice them. And sometimes when you're in a long-term relationship, you kind of take your spouse for granted, and that person likes the things that you started to ignore. So they'll be like, oh, for example, my wife gets compliments on her voice, so a lot of people like her voice. So they'll start saying, oh, I like your voice. You have such a nice voice. And, I used to say that a lot, and then I stopped. So then that person moves in and he starts to, she wants to hear she likes the compliments. Might not be interested, but she likes the compliments. And that person moves in and starts to cause a little friction. Every time you turn around, they're just doing something extra nice for you, for the person you took for granted. That's my little bit of experience. What do you think, Sonia? You think I'm somewhere right now?
He's just a friend. Well, I find sometimes if you're in a relationship, and this is for women, and you know that there is someone that is showing, some type of attention to you or saying all the right things to you, and if your partner have an issue with it, I think it's your responsibility to check it. That's not a friend. That's a potential enemy to your relationship. That's a potential problem for your relationship. So I believe that women can have male friends, but at a distance, especially if that partner, husband, whatever, has an issue with it. He can't tell you can't have friends, but you have to use wisdom of how close that friend is to you and your situation. Anita?
I don't think, I'm the romantic in this room. I'm in love with love and all of that. But I don't think you should, if you're in a relationship, I don't think you should allow, be it male or female, anyone to get that close to you, where there could be cause a potential problem in your relationship. I would never want a male friend that close to me that could put, especially if, I'm one that I'm in tune with Anita, and if things ain't right at home or right with my partner, I know that I can become vulnerable. So therefore, I would never allow someone to get that close to me.
Right.
I'm very conscious of that, because then you stand chance, even if it never becomes anything, then sometimes it turns into an emotional connection between you and this dude, because he's doing all the right things, saying all the right things. He's calling you, texting you. Why are you doing all of this? I got a man at home. Why are you doing all this?
Yeah.
You're being too much.
They see he's
They see
an opening.
And they see the vulnerability.
Right.
I think men smell it sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think I don't want someone to get that close to me. I don't ever want to become vulnerable to the point where it would cause problems in my relationship. I would never want my partner to feel like this dude is taking attention away from me.
Right.
And then I'm never going to let this dude disrespect my partner.
Right.
You know, I feel like you did, what? Don't do that.
Right.
You know, it's
Right.
So that's wisdom, or that's just Anita?
That's
Is that
wisdom.
wisdom speaking, or just Anita?
I think it's a little bit of both, because that's
Because I wanna thinking about a person that got caught up in this trap, that they believe this person was just a friend, and this person did everything but innocent, because they know you're in a relationship, but they're patient. They're just moving slowly, and they're moving innocent. They're doing nothing that would trigger your boyfriend or husband or girlfriend to the fact that they're trying to move in.
Right.
So what would you say to them? Because that was wisdom. I'm talking about somebody that doesn't have that wisdom. What
Well,
would you?
I think I've experienced that. Okay. In the past, you know, when my husband passed, there were people who I thought were friends, and they're still friends, you know, that came in the name of, you know, making sure I was okay. You know, we're friends. We've been knowing each other for a while. And, but come to find out there was another motive, right? And sometimes women are not always keen to that or aware of that, because in some way we're kind of ignorant. Oh, you know, we've been friends for years, so this is nothing. Gonna take me out for a drink, you know, just to spend some time and catch up. So you're not thinking about that. And then the man has another agenda or motive. And so here you are, when you start to realize, oh, that's what it is. Now you're stuck with, you know, how do you handle it? Do you dead it and then lose a friend? Or you keep flirting with it and it becomes a problem, you know? Especially if you're not even interested in having a relationship. So, you know, it becomes an issue. And you just have to learn how to get out of it, if you will, without any damage to the relationship, to the friendship. And, you know, there was one person who he thought he was in a relationship, and there was no relationship. You my friend, you know?
So you
but for
thought-
some reason,
so you
in his
thought-
mind, this was a relationship. And as I, you know, sit here today, there was never any indication for me that this was a relationship, you know? So, you know, you got to be careful with stuff like that. Women, when you play these games, you know, don't even.
Game.
Well, the thing about it, you know, once I came to my senses, like, oh, wait a minute. It would have been a game if I continued to go out and have dinner and stuff like that. And I know at this point his intentions are something else, and I'm just playing this game with
Well,
you.
here's the thing. I think I learned something on this podcast. Okay, Truth is taught me something.
Here we
taught
go.
you something?
Here we go.
It sure did.
Here comes Poppy.
Truth
Here go Poppy.
is
It's
taught
coming
me.
at Poppy.
You better believe it. Truth is taught me that if they drive 7 miles, they expect something. Okay,
I learned
they
that too,
expect
Anita.
something.
I've learned that
Okay,
too. Yeah.
So therefore, all I'm saying is, but I mean, it's
I'm
okay.
humbled. I'm humbled.
Yeah, thank you,
I'm
Pop.
humbled.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, cause you know,
It's real though, Pop.
you know, I'm newly single, and you know, I ain't gonna say I'm out here, but you know, I'm newly single. You know, so
We
now I
outside.
know
We outside.
we in these streets.
I ain't gonna say
in these
I'm out
streets.
there, but I'm
We
outside.
in these
outside.
streets.
I'm standing on the stoop.
But at the
Peeking
end
out
of
the
the
window.
day, but at the end of the day, if there is your friend, if there's a difference between being a friend
Yeah.
and being my man.
Right. Right.
So if you start treating me like you're my man, my friend
Yeah.
is not calling me every day, is
Yeah.
not taking me out to dinner on dates,
Right.
is not buying me little things every so often.
have to know the
no,
difference.
that my friend's not doing that.
Right.
My man is doing that.
Right.
So therefore, when things like this start to happen, this man is calling and texting and checking on you every day and buying you little gifts and
Right.
sending you flowers. okay, dude, hold up.
Right.
What are you doing?
Right. There's
We're
a
just friends. You don't
that
have
need
to
be
do
had.
all of this.
Let me explain my situation that I
Okay.
had.
You got a situation?
Oh,
I
wait,
had a
Pop.
situation.
Mrs.
had a
Poppy, it wasn't
situation.
you. Mrs. Poppy, don't worry about it.
No.
Oh, shucks.
So I had a friend that was also a friend of my wife.
Okay.
But this friend, for some reason, wanted my wife. So
Because
this
your wife
friend
was beautiful. Mrs.
I don't-
Poppy,
I don't,
you're
I don't,
beautiful.
I don't know if it was because it was beautiful or because I had, or because she was with me and she was happy.
Oh. Okay.
So he started.
You're still beautiful, Miss Poppy.
So
Okay,
he
I'm
started
sorry.
becoming a friend. Started becoming very, like things that I would say, like when I go to work, he would call up like, "Oh, how can he work so many hours? Aren't you lonely? You don't have nobody to talk to."
Yes,
I
I'm lonely. I'm so
understand."
lonely.
Yeah, no, but in the case of that's going on. Like
He's
if a
getting
cat,
into your mental.
if you have a cat or a dog that you don't leave water for, that cat or dog will drink water out the toilet.
Right.
So, do I blame my wife for saying, "Yo, I want water," and you're not providing water, which you need water, or do I get mad because she's starting to get water from a toilet? You understand? So that's how people get caught up. It's not a game, or it's just like sometimes they have a deficiency that's not being met, and they need it. It ain't like about the flowers. It's about years of being together with somebody and being ignored. So now they seek it someplace else innocently.
I don't think
I know the
it's a matter of
I know the
seeking.
expectancy of the man or the woman might be something else, but they still have a need that they
course.
want to be.
And, yeah.
So, what do you say? How do you say what the outsay? What do you always say? What these say? What is that you always say, Sonia?
What?
I'll forget it. What says I or something you would say?
What say you?
Yeah, that's what you would say. What say you?
What say you? No, I agree, Pop. I agree. And it's times like that where you well, let me ask you this question. Was it ever said to you that there was an issue or she wanted the water? Was that
I know.
conveyed?
You know. I felt that,
Yeah.
You put a little bit of water in the cat pans.
Yeah.
That
That's
should last.
enough.
That
Yeah.
should last while I go to work for 16 hours.
Right.
And then you come back, you see the cat footprints on the toilet.
Drinking
Yeah.
water. Right.
So you get mad at the wife or the husband, but yet
you wasn't providing what was needed.
You wasn't there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that's I feel like that happens in a lot of relationships. That destroys a lot of relationships because you don't accept accountability. That I'm not mad at you for talking to him.
Right.
I'm upset with me because I wasn't giving you what you needed.
Okay.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So now
Well,
that
that's a mature way of looking at it. But do you think?
I think about that now, but
Yeah,
at
I'm
that
about to
time.
say.
I was
'Cause
throwing
most
the water.
people ain't
Here, take the water. Take the water. Take it. Get it off the floor. Get it off. Here, you want water from me? Take the water.
You wasn't carefully pouring it in.
No,
there.
I was
You
just
just
throw
throw it at it.
Take it. Here. Take it. But now, as I look at it.
Oh, Bob.
Yeah, but now that,
throw water.
I look at it, I see where I was wrong.
I get it.
The way I could have, instead of getting upset about the situation and letting the situation grow, because now when you get angry, you start to distance yourself, and that person's like, wow,
Well,
yeah, they're just pouring water in a nice fine glass now. They didn't got
Right.
spring water, filtered water. Before it was just tap water they were giving you, and you was happy because you was thirsty. But now you're getting.
Pellegrino.
Look, there you go. You know how to Pellegrino. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question though. So we are really gearing this toward this happening to women, but it happens to men too, because
Right.
women do this too.
Right.
And so, like, what does that look like for you? It did never happen to you.
Yeah. Well, it did happen to me.
Oh.
It did. It did happen to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
Podcast, Poppy. Okay.
Y'all sleeping on my oval shape.
You think some women find this cute?
Do they find that cute?
Yeah.
I think they find it. Okay, I'm gonna speak for women in general. I think women are competitive,
Okay.
and they think if they think you're a good pick and they think they deserve to have it, then they see a deficiency, they'll try to take it.
Oh.
So this person thought.
That's one way of thinking about
This
it.
person thought that I was a person with potential, and that
Hi, Sonia.
my wife was not helping me reach my highest
Potential.
So they started going at me a little bit, and took the worm for a little while, and was like, "Oh yeah," asking me, things. Oh, when's the last time you ever did this with your wife?
Wow.
See,
Yeah, that's
I
too
could
much.
tell
See, right there.
she's too occupied for you.
Right there.
But
starts
when you have a
right there.
deficiency,
Right there.
but when you have a deficiency,
Right.
and you say, "Wow, how did you hit that right? How did you hit that nail right on the head?"
Yeah.
And you start to entertain it,
Right.
and you allow problems to occur.
Right.
So, at the end of the day, I said it before, I say it again. You guys are creeps. Stay away.
The women.
Whoever's doing that. Whoever's
yeah,
doing that.
Yeah.
Who's
No.
just a friend.
Yeah.
They're just a friend.
They're preying on people and that they've had interest in, and all in the name of friendship.
Right.
And the danger in that is you get with someone that you claim you're trying to be friendly with and be their friend, but you find yourself in emotional relationships and emotional connections begin to happen. That's the danger in all of this.
Right.
You allow somebody to continue to be in your world and continue to treat you nice and do good things and nice things for you, and then you find yourself emotionally attached and drawn
In comparison.
because you're missing it, you're lacking it at home, and this person is giving it to you, and you find yourself emotionally attached to this person, and trust and believe. You'd rather be physical than emotionally attached to anybody, because it's hard to shut that emotion
Yeah, those
off.
strings are very hard to cut.
It's hard to cut that emotion off.
Yeah. So, how do women avoid this? Just don't entertain it.
Don't
from the
entertain
very
it. You
beginning.
can't entertain it. You can't even afford to entertain
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I can be a flirt. I think I can be a flirt. If someone's flirting with me, I kind of flirt a little bit back at them, but
You don't cross that line.
I don't cross that line, and I won't let them cross that line with me, because especially when I was in a relationship and I'm like, yo, but right now, even though all of this is a level of disrespect, but no, you cross the line. Like, it's like major disrespect now.
Right.
You know, when you say certain things, when you make sexual gestures toward me, and growing up, to me, growing up, when that man bites that bottom lip, that means something. Don't bite your bottom lip at me. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh, back in the days when they used to
Yeah,
scratch your,
yeah.
the palm
Growing
of
up,
your hand.
when
I
I was
remember
young,
that,
Anita, don't bite your lip at me. You disrespecting my boy at home,
Right.
okay? Don't do that.
Right.
That was like a sexual gesture.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So therefore, I would never allow it to get that far. You know, you say something slick, oh, baby, you look good or whatever. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
You look good too, you know, but that's as far as it's going.
Do you think it's a confidence thing for women that get caught up
Say it
in
again?
their confidence?
Sometimes, because again, when you're lacking it and you're not getting it at home, and your partner is not telling you that you're beautiful, they're not telling you
not
that.
making you feel.
Yeah, you don't feel beautiful at home. You don't feel loved. You don't feel wanted or desired. And
You feel like
somebody
a
comes
burden.
up.
You feel like a burden at home.
Yeah, when you're not getting any of that,
Right.
when somebody is trying to give it to you, like, for me it was different because I felt like I want this from home. Like,
Right.
this is flattering,
Right.
but I don't want it from you. I want it from at home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm a very loyal person. So therefore, getting caught up like that was never my thing because I stop it. No, I ain't about to get caught up because I'm good at home.
I think the danger come into play when, that's happening and you are letting your spouse know
Yeah.
that I'm missing this. I need this. You don't do this. You know, and it's not given.
Yeah.
Maybe
Communication is
man or
key.
It's not taken
Communication.
serious.
It's not taken
Yeah.
seriously.
You think it's like, oh,
yeah.
please.
So before you know it,
Been with
that
you for
that
10 years.
that
This
flirt,
is-
that little whatever now is even more intense. It's more intriguing, and now that's how situations come about.
Yeah.
Because the spouse is not listening to their significant other's concern about what they're not getting out of the relationship.
Right,
Like the
right.
water thing, Pop, like you said. She was like, okay, I need water. And you're like, okay, here's a little bit. But I need more than that, Pop. I need a gallon of water. Well listen, a quart ain't good enough.
Right.
Yeah.
And before you know it, here's this person bringing a
Water with
24
ice
pack
cube.
of Poland
With ice
Spring.
cube.
Okay.
With ice cube.
Bougie. You
You drinking
bougie
cold
now.
water, and then
Yeah.
she just looking back at you.
Sipping-
Wait, why you dressed like that? She
Drinking
drinking
the
ice
cold water.
now. I'm drinking ice water now.
Wait, in a wine glass.
in a wine glass.
You got that new
And you
dress,
wanna-
and what you wearing that makeup for now?
Exactly.
Going out drinking ice water.
Because I got something that I've been wanting, and you
Right.
wasn't giving it to me.
Absolutely.
And that's how things start. But you have
That's
to
how
have
some things are
communication.
ruined.
Yeah.
Ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I used to do this thing called a heart to heart. And when I did it, like, it was all for communication purposes. I made it a safe place.
Right.
We could talk about anything.
Right.
So, what is it about me that you would like to change if you could? Like, ask a bunch of different questions because my aim and my goal is to please you. So I want you to be pleased with me. I have no control of what goes on at work, outside of the house. I have no control over that. But I have control over how you look at me and how you feel about me. So I'm curious to know how it is you feel about me. So periodically I would say, okay, let's have a heart to heart.
Right.
Let's talk about it, and whatever the question is. Not always what would it be that you wanted to change, but not always that. Whatever question
Right.
that you needed answers to, I will always ask because I'm always curious on how you feel about me.
Right.
And what can I change, and what would make you feel better, and all kinds of questions. So I think communication is always key when it comes down to stuff like this. As long as the two of you are talking and communicating about feelings, you don't always, the other person may not always get it. So again, that's why we step out and allow other people to give us what we're missing because they're not listening to us.
Right.
They hear us, but they're not listening.
Right.
So,
Right.
so the way my situation started was I posted something
Man,
on
listen.
Facebook, and the person DM'd me, and they were like, "Oh, they was asking me how I am in the family," and then at the end they said, "You're one of the good ones, Pop," and they gave me their number,
Wow.
and I looked at the
You
number.
being too much.
I looked at the number. Wrote it down real quick and deleted it.
You was tempted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but you caught your mind. You got your mind right.
So how do you feel about DMs?
Let me tell you something. Social media, cell phones, computers.
It's the devil.
It was the death. It was the death of my relationship.
Wow.
It killed my whole relationship because everything happened on computers, on cell phones, all of that killed my relationship. So how do I feel about
I'll
it?
take that.
It's
I'll
the
take it.
worst.
I'll take that. I think I got it.
You got it.
I think I got. It took me a while,
Yeah.
but I think after the third death, I think I figured
the
it
death.
out.
Yeah, it was a death. So all this DMing, no. I struggle with that.
You struggle.
I struggle with social media. I struggle with cell phones because you're always so secretive and so private and so like
Sneaky.
if you ain't doing nothing, then why you hiding? Why
Right.
you know?
Give me your passcode.
Yeah, give me. And guess what? I'm not like that. I'm not invasive.
Right.
I give you trust until you give me reason not to trust you.
Right.
And that's just me as a person. I trusted people who were not trustworthy. That's a weakness of me because I'm a trustworthy person. So I have a feeling like everybody's like me, and I realize this is wrong, but that was me. So therefore, it was the downfall and the death of my relationship.
Daggone DM.
Listen,
That daggone DM.
social media, period.
Yeah.
Cell phones.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
You figure out a way to do what you want to do.
So we're
Did I
gonna.
silence you?
You silence me? No.
okay.
No.
Go
You
ahead,
didn't silence me.
Go ahead, Bob.
I know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
DMs
Yeah.
was the death.
The death.
you
I'm
gotta
talking to all you heifers out there too.
Oh my.
Oh.
Oh
Next,
my God.
Bob.
Oh my God. Me too. I'm talking to all you heifers. How you say heifers as a man? You heifers. Leave them alone.
Yeah.
Leave those women alone. Go bring your water someplace else. Really. Go ahead, Sonia. Wrap this up for us, Sonia.
Oh my goodness. So I guess the lesson learned here is don't play with temptation.
Yeah.
Don't play with it.
Resist the devil.
Yeah, because if you
Fire is hot.
know, if
Don't
you
touch
know
the fire.
that it don't feel right, then it ain't right.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in a relationship. So if you have any question, truth is, if you have any question about this, or you have some input, not so much questions, but you have an opinion or input, or you want to share something, please email us at truthiz1311@gmail.com, or you can put your comment on the YouTube page.